Hi, my name is Nicole.
Hi, my name is Simon.
And hi, my name is Maya.
And welcome to the Dope Student Podcast. And today, who do we have here?
My name is Ryan Heston. I'm an assistant project manager with Bittenbender Construction.
Okay, so today we're going to be asking some questions. First question is, what inspired you to transition from working with the local 98 Electricians Unions to pursuing a career in construction management with Bittenbender Construction?
So what made me kind of go to that transition was the desire to continue to challenge myself. I was with Local 98 and still am a card-carrying member with IBEW. For 10 years active in the field, 5 of which I was running work for Local 98. And with that, I just wanted to continue and grow and see how many doors could be open within the construction industry. So I started to pursue a master's degree in construction management with Jefferson University at night whilst working full-time. It was a challenge, but it's just... it was a desire of mine. Like I was feeling a little bit stagnant, and I just wanted to see, how far this river goes.
Can you share some specific projects or milestones in your career that you're particularly proud of, and how does it shape your professional journey?
So the one job that rings a bell to me that I'm most proud of was when I was running work for it was Local 98. The company I was with at the time was LCN. It was Amicus Pharmaceuticals. It's down in University City. It was considered like a meds and eds building. So it was 2 floors. Amicus is a pharmaceutical chemistry bench chemist company. So it was the first large job that I ever ran from them. The biggest challenge with that was then transitioning from just focusing on a specific task in my trade and my people that I worked with, to then expanding that to how are we functioning in this building, what is our schedule, what is our material, how much labor power do we need, where are the other trades on their schedule, when can we get into certain areas of the floor, what timelines do the GC has, what are the expectations that the owner have. So it was a very big challenge, like changing my mindset to those different thought processes, but it was a challenge that I welcomed and that definitely delivered on.
As someone with extensive field experience and management roles, how do you balance the practical knowledge gained on site with the strategic decision-making required in construction management?
So with that, I think the best way to kind of build strategy and decision-making is across-the-board communication with everybody, and that is laborers, carpenters, mechanical, fitters, electricians, everybody across the trades, not just communicating, if you're in a management role, not just communicating with architects, owners, and your your general contracting team, but you have to get input from everybody, especially the trade working field professionals, because with that if you do not have that across-board communication, you're not going to have the best outcome for that the owner is desiring.
Okay, you mentioned being passionate about new technology and innovations in the construction industry. Could you elaborate on some of the latest advancements you find most exciting or promising?
Yep. So right now, the job that I'm currently working on with Bittenbender Construction is down in Kennett Square for Exelon. They're a utility corporation, and we are implementing something called BIM modeling, which is building information modeling, and that is taking what you would normally see is on contract documents. It's like a 2D world, and that's CAD programming. So that is taking that CAD, moving it up to a 3D world, which is a Revit file, and that is a Autodesk 3D program. And then we take that and we implement it into a program called Navisworks, which is the management program that takes all this information from the contract documents, puts it into a 3D world where then we can manipulate it, flip the building upside down, look at all the underground conduits, mechanical work, plumbing. So then we can see if there's any collisions, any kind of, unforeseen circumstances that we didn't know about. Like if you look at something on a 2D version, so we can really get in down and dirty into the model and figure out the best way to move forward, kind of how to figure out logistics, how to figure out schedule, when we want certain contractors in the area. So it helps across the board communication. It keeps everybody informed, and it's very powerful. It's a very powerful program to plan out your build.
Communication and respect are key themes you mentioned. Can you share some strategies or examples of how effective communication has positively impacted your work on construction projects?
Yep. So effective communication I view as almost like one of the most paramount things within this industry. Any job that you go on to, you have to communicate with the people on the job, whether it be the superintendent or other trade foremen or workers that are on that floor where you're going to be working. For example, one time with Local 98, I was running conduit down a hallway, and there was a tin knocker putting ductwork up. If I did not communicate with that tin knocker and ask him about his route where he was putting up his ductwork, I would have then run into a problem where I was planning on running my conduit. But because I communicated with him, we were able to troubleshoot and figure out a new route for either one of us to go, so we didn't run into that problem. And not only that's just on like kind of a smaller level, but on like a bigger level, you then take that communication, you run it up the ladder to the then superintendent, so they can then go report it out to the architects and owners. So it's across the board knowledge. Nobody wants to run into like a hidden problem on a job site, because that can just extrapolate and snowball and just it'd be a mess.
What advice would you give to students interested in pursuing a career in construction management, especially those who may not have prior field experience?
So one thing I would say, if the goal is to just get in management, and if you have the ability to, would be, I think, one of the greatest strengths is knowing field work. So if you had the ability to get into like a program like you have here at your school with doing any kind of builds, trade work, getting your hands dirty and knowing what it takes to build a wall, run plumbing, hook up an outlet, build a CMU wall, block wall. If you have that knowledge of like what kind of material it takes, what the material costs, how long it takes, how many people it takes, that's going to give you such a strong foundation to then go into management and be an asset to whatever company you go and work with.
Okay. How do you believe hands-on experience like your summer work on large foundation concrete crews contribute to a well-rounded understanding of the construction industry?
That gave me, so I didn't even plan on really getting into the construction industry, honestly. When I went and worked for Foreseen Concrete, that was specifically to pay for my undergraduate degree at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. It was a great paying job, and it was consistent work. I got 40 hours a week. But I turned out to just love it. I loved the people that I worked with, and it really gave me, I really loved the outcome after you go and put in a real solid 40 hours of work, and you see the product, you see all the rebar you laid, you see the concrete that you poured, you see the wall going up, and there's a real sense of accomplishment and pride that came with that really started a fire in me. And then I continued to build and stoke that fire later as the time went down.
Can you recall a specific moment or interaction with students that reaffirm the importance of patience and activity listening in your profession?
Recall any specific moments of interaction? Yeah, so with Local 98, when I was in there, especially when I started running my own work, you then get apprentices. And one of the jobs of a foreman is not only to produce a great product for the company you're working with and the owner that you're building it for, but is also to train the apprentices so then they can do what you are doing and then continue to train the next set of people who are coming into the industry. It's a paramount thing, and then that also goes back to communication and respect. In this world of construction, there, in my personal opinion, there shouldn't be any, secrets. Trade knowledge is meant to be shared with the people that you are working with, and that open line of communication and respect and building up the people who are coming up behind you in the industry will only help advance what we're trying to do here in the built world.
You mentioned being an avid rock climber and a certified wilderness first responder. How do your outdoor pursuits and certifications inform your approach to problem solving and leadership in the construction field?
So one of the crossroads that I've found with being a rock climber, a guide with the American Mountain Guide Association, and a first responder with the Knowles program is it really helps you in the world of construction, which is a very busy world. It's dangerous. It's very fast moving. It really helped me slow everything down mentally and just assess the problem before running into it with guns blazing. It helps just like kind of take that breath, be calm, and then assess the situation and go in with a clear head rather than running in with a busy mind and not fully understanding what is in front of you.
Last question for today is, what do you think about the Mayfair school programs, and do you think Philadelphia school districts should offer more middle school CTE programs?
Absolutely. I remember when I was in middle school, one of my favorite classes was wood shop, and we had nothing like what you guys have here. We were building like little rinky-dinky wood cars and racing them down the street. Like I see you guys are hooking up toilets and running your own plumbing. Like, oh my gosh, like this, it's incredible. I think this is it. It's very important information, especially like after you all get out of school and move on to your own apartments and own places. Like you are gonna have that knowledge to fix the problem that's in front of you. You're not going to have to rely on other people to do minor tasks that they might not be able to be there for 3 days. Like say your water lines freeze, you'll know how to go down and shut off your main I wish I got this kind of knowledge when I was in middle school and high school. Yeah.
So, before we end off, we would like to ask you, do you have any social media platform where we could reach you out on?
I personally do not have any social media, but Bittenbender Construction, they do have social media. I know they have a Facebook and Instagram, so you could always find me through any one of Bittenbender's social media. Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching another episode on the Dopestone Podcast.
Bye.